Well, let's get the very latest on this for you. Standing by in Kyiv is our correspondent, Emmanuelle Chaze. Emmanuelle, I understand you're not far from where one of those strikes took place this morning. Just tell us where you are and what's been happening around you.
Well, we are here on yet another site that was struck this morning by a Russian missile. You can see a crater there where, at the very least, debris of those missiles fell. There's a lot of destruction all around us, with emergency workers trying to take away the electricity lines to re-establish what can be re-established. But you will see the extent of destruction behind me. This is an industrial site. You have here shops selling cars, car sellers here. You can see also the extent of the destruction here on those cars that have been totally charred here. There's a lot of destruction. There's a lot of rubble in the street. There's a very strong smell of gas as well. There's a gas pipeline that has been damaged. You've mentioned there's 250,000 people here in Kyiv who no longer have electricity. There's also problems in water supplies. There's dozens of people injured, including 50 here in Kyiv. This toll could increase as rescuers are still working through the rubble. They are still going flat after flat in the Solomyansky district. When we were earlier, where a residential building was hit, there's already 2 people who died on that site, including an elderly woman who died in an ambulance on her way to the hospital. So very, very serious damage, and a lot of people being victims of those strikes again. We know that several waves of Kinjal hypersonic missiles were launched against the Ukrainian capital in the early hours of the morning, and now people here are working through the damage to rescue victims as the day goes by.
And Emmanuelle, we are approaching now nearly 2 years of this war in Ukraine. So residents of Kyiv have been living with these kind of risks for quite a long time now. I wonder then how people are reacting to these strikes today. You've now visited 2 neighborhoods that have been hit. What are you hearing from people today?
Well, Nadia, earlier on when I was in Solomyansky district, I bumped into a friend who lived in one of the buildings that was heavily damaged by the shockwave of the explosion. And I thought he was working because he's a journalist as well. He was not. He lost his flat and he was just looking aghast at what used to be his home. People here on a daily basis are living in fear of seeing their homes being completely destroyed. They're also living in fear that international aid will stop at some point and that they will have no more means, no more air defense capable of getting rid of those missiles, of intercepting missiles and drones. And we can see when there's several waves of missiles or of drones, it's difficult for air defense to intercept them all. And even when they intercept them, there's always the risk of debris falling and debris causing fires and injuring or killing people. So people live in fear. They are exhausted after almost 2 years of being shelled, and they're also angry that it's happening to them over and over.
Emmanuelle Chaze in Kyiv, it's good to talk to you. Pleased you're safe. Thank you very much indeed.